Welcome to the Bot Signal. My name is RJ Redden. Entrepreneurs hire me to set fire to marketing methods that no longer work because most can't get found online to save their lives. So, I create messages that connect, build relationships, and close deals. Bottom line, torch what isn't working for you and join the messenger marketing revolution. Today on the Bot Signal, using bots for B2B. Now, we talk about business-to-business selling all the time here, but I want to talk today especially about a little bigger businesses. What if you are facing a board of decision makers? Little bigger companies today on B2B. That is coming up right in a second. First and foremost, and as with all things, make sure that your tone fits your audience. Make sure that the personality of your bot fits the people that you are trying to get in front of. It may be a little bit different if you are trying to get in front of a group of people rather than just a sole proprietor type of thing. You might want to adjust how that bot sounds just a little bit. It still needs to have your business personality. It still needs to have you. Just may want to adjust some things, aka maybe not make it quite as snarky. I mean, if it were me, you know how I love my snark. But if I were trying to sell to a little bit bigger businesses, I would probably adopt a little bit more professional tone. So one of the things that you can do when selling to any business at all, but particularly bigger businesses, is run that Facebook ad to a freebie. So a lot of us are super used to running a Facebook ad to, something on our website that has us fill out a little, email address to get a white paper, a PDF, a free ebook, all of that kind of stuff. That's great stuff, but you can skip a couple of steps by getting folks into Messenger first. And then if you want to collect the email address, you can collect it from Messenger and then shoot it to a CRM or a spreadsheet or something like that. GDPR says always tell people up front what you're doing with the information, why you need it, and give them an opportunity to accept or refuse. So I'm always going to abide by those guidelines. So if you are collecting email addresses in the Messenger bot, make sure to do that. But that Facebook ads to a freebie is what I call a frictionless entry system. That's what busy people love. And it is not hard to do. So that's the first tip right there. If you're doing some B2B, especially with larger businesses, consider the Facebook ads to a freebie. Another thing to think about when you are using bots to sell B2B with bigger businesses, you can integrate the bot into processes that you are already using to get in front of key decision makers. You can use the bot to provide supplemental materials, answer frequently asked questions, that type of thing. So let me give you a few examples. One is if you are speaking from the stage at conferences and whatnot to get in front of key decision makers. There are many, many things that you can do with a chatbot to augment that experience, to give people a little bit extra, and to make you stand out among the crowd. And I've done an entire episode on this, so I'm just going to hit the highlights on this one. You can go back and listen to the other one if you'd like. But there are a lot of things that you can do to stand out. You and I have been to conferences that are just basically like really long webinars. Speaker after speaker kind of gets up there and gets a PowerPoint that has probably too many words on it and lectures you to death. You can stand out. You can stand out by using a chatbot for your speaking experience. One thing that you can do is, of course, invite your crowd. The people who are already subscribed in your bot can be invited to come to your speaking event, invited to provide topic suggestions, invited to provide a few seed Q&As. I know that a lot of people will do, kind of a speech and then have a Q&A period. There's always that uncomfortable silence while people get up to the microphone, because people are shy sometimes and don't want to be in front of a crowd asking questions. So you can mitigate that by collecting a few Q&As ahead of time in your chatbot. So getting topic input and Q&A from the crowd you already have. You can also invite people from the stage during your speech to engage with you in your chatbot and get some answers to frequently asked questions. I have done this from the stage. It was a fabulous time. Just be sure to include directions if the Wi-Fi isn't working so well. I just told everybody in my last speaking gig when the Wi-Fi wasn't working so well, hey, meet me back at the table and I will set you up right after this talk. Just include some directions just in case the Wi-Fi isn't quite as robust as you would like it to be. But that kind of thing really engages people. Other thing that you can do with your speaking gigs, follow up connections, meaning a couple of days after the event, hey, hope you got home all right. This is what's going on with me this week. What's going on with you this week? And follow up supplemental materials. Hey, here's my PowerPoint. Here's a PDF that'll guide you through that talk that I gave. I sure hope you enjoyed it. If you did, what was the most important thing that you got out of it? All of these are conversation starters. You can also do follow-up offers, and that is really important stuff. Sometimes you are working within a context that is not going to let you make an offer from the stage, and that is perfectly well. But if you develop a relationship with someone, have a few conversations with them in the chatbot, then you can certainly, it's been long enough away from the conference that you can make an offer to somebody without it feeling canned and salesy and douchey, which we all want to avoid. Also, if you're doing events and workshops, if you're doing those events and workshops as a way to get in front of key decision makers, you can use a bot, again, to offer those supplemental materials. Here's a link to a video. Here's a link to a PDF. Here's a link to the PowerPoint. Or you can actually just put the PDFs and PowerPoints right in Messenger. You can also, at events and workshops, if your schedule happens to get a little bit off kilter, which doesn't that happen in every event and workshop, you can send people that are attending reminders of meeting times and places. Hey, in 10 minutes, we're getting together in the main room. Hope to see you there. Something like that. If your schedule gets off, then you can remind people that you're going to meet at 2:15 and not exactly 2 o'clock like the schedule says. So that's really helpful for people. You can also provide some surrounding event information. If you're doing an event, say you're doing a 3-day thing and people are coming in from out of town from all over the place and they've got no idea where they can eat in about 90 minutes and not break the bank. You can have a message thread set up. So if somebody types in the word lunch, a PDF comes back with 5 or 6 choices on economy and fast food and how to get there in a short amount of time. Not everybody wants to eat in the hotel restaurant. You know what I'm talking about. So you can provide things. You can provide that Disneyland experience that we keep talking about, that experience where you've thought around every problem they could have, you've seen around the corners, and you're here to provide answers and solutions. That sets a precedent, my friends. And when you're going up in front of those key decision makers, they're already predisposed to you being a problem solver. It's an excellent thing to do. Last up, onboarding and FAQ. So you've got the client, you've landed the B2B client, you're ready to go. And if you put in onboarding through your chatbot, whether as a sequence, kind of a series of messages that happen over a few days, or whether an interactive single shot message, you can make sure you cover all the details if you put it in a bot. I don't know about you. Sometimes I'm so excited about beginning a relationship with a client that I forget to mention key things, or I forget to ask key things, or something is just not set. This is a beautiful opportunity to make it happen, make that onboarding happen through a bot. You'll never miss another opportunity to tell people how you can get paid. Wink, wink. Anyway, that's all for today. We are going to be back with much, much more about chatbots because I can't quit talking about them. And that's it for now, my friends. Thanks for listening today. You can find full episodes of The Bot Signal on your favorite podcast player. And if you have the Anchor app, stop in, ask me a question, leave me a voice message, and I'll include it on my next show. If you're completely new to bots and you don't know what's going on there, visit me at checkoutmybot.com. Start a conversation with me, take my free mini course. It's all available. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in a bot.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.